We're back, folks, for another edition of Behind the Uniform, where we get an understanding of the guys behind the helmet, guys who make their plays on the football field, but understanding what goes into that during the week, during the year, and certainly planning for years down the road as well, as we learn about them preparing for their financial futures during the financial literacy boot camp. But this is always a special time when it comes to getting to know some of the new players, and that certainly describes our next guest. Made his way over from Memphis up here to the University of Michigan, talking about Mr. Chris Bracy. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, glad that you could be here, because all spring, I mean, you know, hey, you hear the buzz, you hear the talk. And I like to talk to players.
Right.
Like coaches are going to talk, but what do players? Game recognized game, right?
Right.
And man, they were talking you up on the daily. So let's go back first to high school, right? Mm-hmm. And your track to Memphis. So take me through recruiting, because I know you come from a big time school as well. So how did recruiting go, and how did you wind up in Memphis?
Well, coming out of high school, I went to UAB.
Okay.
And then my coach ended up new coaching and things like that. So I ended up transferring to Memphis my third year. So and Memphis was a time. Then my coach also left after the season, went to Arkansas, and I transferred again and ended up at Michigan. Yeah,
man. So as you're looking around at the opportunities, how and when did Michigan emerge? When did you know like that was one that you really wanted to look hard at?
It was kind of just in the middle of my transfer portal process, just some buzz going around. And it was kind of late in the second wave, of it, and took a visit up here, and I loved it and I liked it, and I just knew it was the place for me.
You knew it was the place for you right away. So what was it about Michigan that made it click? Like, what did you see? Who did you talk to? Who did you connect with?
Talking to the new coaches, honestly. They were up here when I took my visit, sat down with them, breakfast, everything, just talking to them, getting accustomed to them, and trusting and believe that they're coming in, bringing a culture, established culture here, and just winning program.
Yeah, so let's talk about your game, because we're going to build up into spring ball, because they're like, man, this dude is making plays every day. Yeah. It's routine. Like you say, he come from Memphis, like, man, he's bringing a whole lot with him. So when people watch Chris Bracy, kind of give us the scouting, like you be the scout or you be the coach, and you breaking Chris Bracy down, what will we see?
I would just say a guy that's going to make plays, fly around, just be around the ball and be the guy that just downs the ball and goes to the next play.
Is there, from a style standpoint, is there a player in college or the pros that you get compared to, or that you try to emulate and take some things in your game from?
Yeah, growing up, I watched a lot of Tyrann Mathieu at LSU, just growing up, Honey Badger, I try to emulate my game growing up like him.
Okay, all right, so last year, obviously you were a playmaker. Was that like a coming out party, a turning point for you? Like, take me through last season.
Well, last season it was crazy. I would say it was my coming out party, dealing with some tough things freshman year and my sophomore year as well. But just coming in as my junior year, just getting a fresh start, coming in and be able to let loose and show my capability. So
at what point in the season did you realize, like, I'm doing it?
I would say after the Arkansas game. I would say it's kind of when I first got my buzz, just showing that I can really play, football and with anybody in the country. Honestly.
So take me through the Arkansas game, man. I mean, stats, plays. What do you remember about that game?
Well, the biggest thing would be the forced fumble at the end of the game. They were on like the 20 running the ball. They were in field goal range. We were up 2. And I ended up punching the ball out for the game.
So when we talk about your strengths, like, what are the strengths of your game?
I would just say just playmaking, just being able to beat around the ball, run defense, being throwing lanes, and being able to go get the ball, just down the ball. Great tackler, I would say. I would say tackler is probably my greatest strength, but just being around the ball.
Yeah, man. So it's funny that you said making plays on the ball. When people hear that, that a lot of times they're thinking, PBUs.
Right.
But certain guys, and Honey Badger was one of them.
Yeah.
No, he's making plays on the ball all the time.
Right.
When you're running the ball, he's making a play on the ball. Like, that's a mindset. Has it always been a mindset for you?
For sure. Just last year, honestly, getting that mindset, just focus on the ball. Even when you're tackling, punching out the ball, that ball is everything. So you get turnovers and make plays, you're going to be a great player in this game. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you said the buzz started getting out.
Right.
You know you can ball, but when did you start kind of seeing other people recognize you could ball?
Just after games, just fans, people come up to me saying hey, and just walking around, campus and stuff like that. It was definitely different.
Yeah, so you getting that buzz, you getting that juice, and then it comes time to make a decision. Now, you've made transitions before. Was there, and you know what it's like to go to a different school. Is there any hesitancy about starting over again?
It is at first, but at the end of the day, it's just just being around a different group of guys. Just learning how to mesh into them, and it's a fresh start. Honestly, that's how you got to look at things, and I feel like I can adapt very well. So just being able to adapt to it is good.
So was there any reluctance going even farther away from home?
Honestly, at first, coming out of high school, yeah, I was like, I wanted to stay close to home. But just being in college and being in football, knowing what it's about, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to get to where you want to get to.
All right, so, it's one thing to make you get accustomed to be away from home, new surroundings, but the weather, bro. So how did you adjust to that?
It was crazy first coming up here, I'm be honest. So I came here in January, so it's right in the midst of it. Snow everywhere, car, even leaving a water bottle inside your car, it's gonna get froze probably. But it's definitely different and getting accustomed to. But the summer is very, very nice here. So.
Yeah. And look, we were just talking to John Henry Daly about it. Like, he said, how cold does it get? It's like in season, it's not like you get freezing temperatures and a bunch of I remember it snowed in one Michigan-Ohio State game 4 years ago.
Right.
So in season, you tend to not get super, super cold. Now, unless you get a playoff game, and that might change. But what if you go to the NFL and you play in Buffalo?
Yeah.
It's kind of how I look at it.
Got to get adapted to it.
Right. So you come up and you start getting acclimated. First to the weather, then to the team, then you get on the field, man.
Yeah. So
the adjustment, how quick was that adjustment for you?
It was pretty quick, but I feel like once you play football a lot, you gotta get used to it and get out there and just when you put the pads on, everything starts to just come back to you, and it was a good adjustment.
So because here's why I ask you that question. You see Memphis, you see Michigan in the Big Ten. The assumption is, okay, that's a different level.
For sure.
So you stepping up a level. You talk to these dudes and they're like, hey man, this dude right there, he one of them. This dude is a pro.
For sure.
So you had to, as much as they're saying that, you had to feel that.
Yeah.
Like, oh nah, this the same. I'm the same me. At what point did you start feeling like that?
Kind of just.
Was it right away?
Kind of early, honestly. Just being out there, being the guy you are to go make plays. As long as you keep doing those things and proving that you're that caliber type of dude. It's just it always comes back to you at the end of the day.
All right, so listen. We aren't calling anybody out.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. But I'm curious. There had to be some plays that stick out in your mind in spring ball where it's like, that was one of them. That was one of them.
I feel like a day I stood out. It's probably my 2-pick day. It was the first day in the stadium that we practiced, and I had 2 very nice plays, 2 picks.
So give me the scenarios that you made these interceptions.
Okay, so I'll say I was one-on-one with the receiver, made an out route, I undercutted it, and another one was just playing a deep half, recognizing a screen and go. So just played over top and went to go get it.
Yeah, man. So, versatility is another thing it really feels like you bring to the table. You can cover, you can come down in the box and hit. Yeah. You mentioned like Honey Badger, classic nickel, like you think a nickel player, you think of him. But it feels like you could be anywhere in the secondary. Have they sort of honed in on your home where you gonna be the majority of the time?
Yeah. I have a great idea of it. I would say, but just being able to move it around, playing different positions, just to help the team. Honestly, put the best guys out there, and it just being that type of guy just helps you.
So it's interesting, man, because we've talked to a lot of guys who have played some nickel, and it's like, man, it's different.
For sure.
Like it's way different.
For sure.
Like we had Zeke Berry on. It's crazy. So Zeke made the transition. He went from safety to nickel to corner, and he said corner's the easiest spot.
Yeah.
I was like, you would think
People
that
don't
is
believe
not.
it, but it is. Nickel's probably the hardest.
That's exactly what he said. So what makes nickel? I want your perspective. What makes nickel the hardest?
Just being in the open space, honestly, just having a guy that can just run 30 yards this way or 30 yards that way. You're right in his face, and he has nothing but space and opportunity. So, as a corner, you can, push him to the sideline. Safety, you got, some room to work with. But as a nickel, he got nothing but space and opportunity.
Yeah, and then you in the box too.
And you in the box, got to do all type of different blitzes, fitting the run, guarding the slot fade, guarding the post, all that.
Yeah, man. So you got to be able to think the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So what about the cerebral approach? Because the best nickels we've seen are like insane film guys.
Yeah.
So is that you?
Yeah, I watch a lot of film. I just be watching full games, just watching the quarterbacks, honestly, just knowing what they do, certain moments, different tendencies they might give away, things like that. I don't want to give away too much, but
No, man. Look, we learned a lot from watching. And Zeke was talking about like Mikey Sainristel.
Yeah.
Was a beast of a nickel, man, and rode it all the way to being a second-round draft pick.
Yeah,
so
you gotta have a lot of tools in your toolbox for sure.
Yeah, so you make those 2-pick day, but I think the key that stands out to me is it wasn't just a day.
Yeah.
Like you were stacking days.
For sure.
So then there had to be. Then it was that. I was like, okay, I'm getting down. Like
that's what it's all about. Stacking days, just knowing that you do good one day, just coming back with the same mindset, trying to do good again.
Sure. Yeah, and so again, now your teammates, like he is there. So did they start talking different after they seen you?
Nah, everybody cool for real. That's a thing that stood out to me when I first got here. Just coming in here, everybody talk with everybody, cool with everybody. It's a real family here, culture here.
So who? You're used to, you've made transitions before, but it always helps when there are people who help ease the process, kind of take you under their wing a little bit to kind of show you the ropes in this space. Who have been those people for you?
I would say Rod, just coming in and just working out with him, just being my weight room partner. So I have, we talk.
We've had Rod on to say he did 2 years of this.
For sure.
So, and he's another guy who talked about safety, nickel, being all around the secondary, and a dude who thinks the game in an insane way. Like, have you noticed that about Rod? How much he thinks the game?
Nah, we talk definitely in the film room, DB meeting. We talk for sure.
So, what about coaches? And we will dig deeper into the entire staff. But I'm especially interested in Coach Stockton, man. Right. What is Coach Stockton like?
He's different a little bit, but he knows ball. He loves ball. He's all about his players. He always about, he'll come in, work out with us maybe, do things with us, run with us, to show that he's with us and he got our back and he'll do everything for us.
So we talked about the strengths of your game. Every guy has things that they want to improve. What have been like your primary focus? I know you want to improve everything, but what have been the things you felt like you need to improve upon the most?
Just man coverage, just footwork things, just the nitty-bitty stuff. Just being able to guard every single route, and press off, different type of leverages and things like that, being able to be a master of my craft.
Yeah, part of that is obviously, like you said, you're studying your craft, watching a lot of tape. A lot of that is also physical improvements. And we'll get into that on the other side because all the guys are talking about, man, this strength program is just different. Yeah. So we'll get your perspective on that after we talk a little bit about what you're doing to prepare for your financial future. Before you know it, whether your football days are over in college or even the pros, is here but for a season. And then you got the rest of your life. Are you prepared for that by what you do in college? That's where we get into the financial literacy boot camp. So Chris, you got a chance to sit down with Dave and Aaron over at Morgan Stanley. I'm curious, what were your big takeaways from your time with them?
Just going over, the different things in financial, just taxing, budgeting, different things that you can do to help yourself set up in the long run. So, you hear all these stories and different things like that, just helping yourself in the long run.
So had you started thinking, like which, 18 to 22-year-olds aren't really thinking about being 62, right?
Right.
Had you already, though, as a more veteran guy, started to think long term?
For sure. It's definitely something that my mom always preached to me. So it's definitely been on my mind, definitely something I was working towards and doing at the same time. So it's definitely something that stood out to me.
As you got with them, did it sort of channeling you, hey man, I'm gonna get more serious about maybe some investments or something like that?
For sure. Sitting down, talking with them, it kind of just made it click. Like, you need to start going in 100% on this and not just putting one foot across the line, putting both feet across the line and just going full force.
So here with Mr. Chris Bracy. So Chris, here on the Playbook for Prosperity with the University of Michigan Credit Union, what would you say your biggest takeaway from today was?
I would just say make sure that you pay all your credit cards off. Don't get any late penalties, because it's probably gonna take like a year or two, to get it back up to where you want it.
So was that something that you were kind of aware of, or was it like totally?
I didn't know it was gonna go down that much for like a 30-day late penalty. Like your credit scores go down probably 100 points. And that takes time to get back up.
Yeah, it'll hit you hard.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about the things that you can apply the quickest from what you learned today, what are you gonna immediately do based on what you learned?
Just honing in on my credit. Good credit, above 720, 730, where you want to be. You don't need to get to 850 or whatever, but just above, 7 is a good, just focus on my credit more.
So did you feel like, because a couple of you guys are few of the more experienced guys, did you feel like you were more aware of some of your teammates, or y'all all on basically the same level?
When we were answering some of the questions, it was about 50-50.
Right.
Some guys knew, some answers and stuff like that, but, still needed some learning.
Right.
So stuff like this is good for us.
Right. So, man, you get a chance to really understand how to, make your money work for you, and then the money that you have, protect it. Now, I felt like you had already employed a lot of those concepts, but, for maybe some people who aren't, in this position and just watching, what are some advice you could give them for how they could better themselves financially?
Just be smart with your money. Have money put aside for things that you want to, do for yourself, but put away that for the long term and do the things that you need to get done. Do those first, and just be smart with your money.
Chris Bracy, appreciate your time, man.
I appreciate you.
Playbook for Prosperity. So, it's interesting to hear guys of how they approach that idea. Some guys say, okay, I'm gonna go, being all the way across the line for me is I'm gonna save 95% of my check.
Yeah.
Other guys say it's more like 50-50. Mm-hmm. We've had both in here so far. One dude said it's 95%. I'm only living off my stipend.
Right.
Another guy say, hey man, if I save 50%, I'm still doing pretty good, so I'm gonna do that. How do you kind of fall in that mix?
I'm definitely trying to save more than 50%.
Mm-hmm.
That's the smart thing to do, I would say. But I'm not a big spender, honestly. Just take care of myself and people I love, and save most of your money. Though.
So that's not a hard discipline for you to have?
Not as much. Not as much as most people. Yeah.
I got you, man. Well, and again, as a more veteran in the game, you've been around the NIL landscape a bit. when it first hit, man, were you prepared for tax season when it came?
Yeah, I was prepared. Taxes is definitely something, you hear always growing up, but once you really realize it, it's tough for sure.
Yeah, man, that's one of the things they help you prepare for with the financial literacy boot camp, tax planning, budgeting, saving, investing, all of the principles that help you guarantee a robust financial future. That's what we get into in the financial literacy boot camp. So Chris, strength and conditioning program, you talked about, hey, on the field, the adjustment was like pretty quick. What about in the weight room?
Yeah, they kind of set the tone. Just going back to that culture piece, they're a big part of it. Not letting us slack off. 3 errors, we're gonna do up downs. Until Coach E, lets us off. But it's definitely something I had to get accustomed to. But they set the tone fast, so you get accustomed to it.
Yeah, man. So we had guys in here talking about making massive gains in the span of 4 or 5 months. Yeah. Are you one of those guys that have gotten significantly stronger or quicker over that time?
I wouldn't just say significantly, but definitely I noticed a difference. I'm definitely getting stronger and faster, just focus on my techniques and stuff like that.
So I'll give you an example. The very first guy in was who we referenced a lot was Eno Etta. Right. He said, I've added 150 pounds to my bench.
150. Yeah. I would say maybe not 150 pounds, but probably close to about 50, 45.
Yeah, in the span of what, 5-6 months?
Right.
Yeah, right. Man, you definitely are doing something
for sure
back there, right? And so you translate that to the field, makes you more physical. You marry that with the mental side of things, you're ready to go as you look around on the defense. Kind of break down this secondary for me. What do you see as you look around, not just the room, but look around the entire secondary?
Right. I've been talking about it ever since I got here. I feel like, to be honest, competing one of the best in the nation. Honestly, I really do feel like that, just having guys at every single spot to go and make plays and already proven guys in position. So I feel like we can really be dangerous.
So, all these guys talked about how impressive you have been to them.
Right.
Who, without saying everybody, man, who's been really impressive to you?
I would say Jyaire Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming in like he taking back-to-back one-on-one reps and locking down a lot of people. I won't say no names, but it's very motivating just seeing that. Like he's a guy that's already proven, working every single day. So I got to come in and do the same thing.
Yeah, man, it's been fun to watch his maturation from young freshman to last year, getting a pick early in the Ohio State game. And they say, part of his evolution, they say, man, that dude has gotten serious in the film room. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, for sure. I see Suge in there, for sure.
Yeah, and so, but none kind of top Rod in that category.
I don't think so.
So what has it been like, man, getting to know him and getting cool with him and watching him and his process?
Just getting to pick his brain, just see things how he see things, and implement some of those things into my game, and just being around him, learning how he is a true pro, just cares, does everything, cares about his body, everything. So just coming in and watching him.
So man, so much of the transition you describe has been smooth.
Right.
I'm not asking you to find something, but I am wondering, was there anything that you were like, oh man, this is hard. This is harder than I thought it was gonna be, or this is super challenging. Anything hit you like that so far?
Honestly, the weather, but none too crazy football wise. None too crazy.
So we focused on defensive guys that impressed you. What about the offense guy, the guys that you face?
Yeah.
Who did you see on that side about like, okay, that's different over there?
Nah, I feel like I knew first day. I knew Marsh, he was different. I knew he's gonna be a guy for sure. And it's crazy, they're all pretty young, honestly, on the offensive side. JJ coming in, he works on the jugs a lot, so his hands are pretty neat. And I feel like another young guy, I feel like Savion could be really good. He's still young, but I feel like a couple years he's going to be a pretty good guy.
So you meet him in the alley one-on-one anytime in practice?
Nah, not yet.
Okay.
I'm sure it's coming.
Okay, all right. So you mentioned JJ. I mean, let's talk about him for a minute because he's coming up right after you. So what is JJ Buchanan like?
He's a guy. He gonna come in and work. He got great hands. Probably hasn't seen him drop a ball yet. So he's definitely a pro. He's strong too for his size. Well, he's pretty big, but he's a strong guy. So.
Yeah, so you know, clearly you're going to play a prominent role
right.
if things stay on the track that they're on now. What does that look like in this scheme? We're going to be seeing Coach Hill's scheme for the first time, so we don't really know it. Kind of describe to us. I mean, I don't know if there's a team that you watch in college or the pros that that people would know that they kind of remind you guys remind them of, but kind of break down the scheme and how you fit into it.
I would just say. So playing different positions, you know, I kind of move around a little bit, but I would just say disguising coverages a lot, messing with the quarterback, showing not knowing pre-snap what we're in. Post-snap you're gonna know probably, but just knowing post-snap we're gonna change coverages and things like that. Coach Hill's defense is very prominent. It's been top 5, I would say, in takeaways. So just having a DB group that we have, I don't see why not we can't run that back. So. It's definitely going to be different for sure.
Yeah, so new guys, we're getting to know them, but young guys, we're getting to know them too. And, you know, listening to some of the guys up front talk about the impression some of the young guys making on them have been really, really impressive. What about some of the young guys who have stood out to you?
On the defensive side?
On the defensive side.
I would just say I feel like Jamarion Vincent, he's a long corner. Shamari is also
we had him in here. He was showing us. He started to do that a lot in practice.
Also, JY's young.
Okay.
So, yeah, some of these guys I don't look at as young, but JY is pretty young. So I feel like those are good guys. You know.
So what about young guys on offense? Other than Savion.
Other than Savion, I would say you got Travis Johnson.
We got Trav coming in. So what is it about Trav?
He impressed me some couple of days. In practice, just go balls, you know, being a guy, he can jump high, pretty high. He's a guy that can go get it. And I would say another offensive guy that's young, Salesi Moa. Yeah, I'll give him the nod for sure. He's quick, for sure. He's quick.
Yeah, man, he kind of snuck up on me a little bit because I saw him getting recruited as a safety by some schools. So I was like, okay, that must be, but you watch him play receiver, it's like, man, what would they think?
Smooth for sure, yeah.
Super smooth and got that quickness to be a longer guy, which is really, really impressive. So, look, you talk about on defense, disguising coverages and the things that you do on the back end. Rod will tell you, I mean, when they won the title, they did a lot of things on the back end, but that heat that was coming up front, allowed them to be able to do a lot on the back end. So what have you seen from your front seven?
Nah, they've been progressively getting better over and over. Each and every day, just seeing them run around, run out to stack, just flying around, doing different, twists and stuff like that, messing up the front. They've been doing a good job of getting a lot stronger too. Yeah.
Got you. So man, we're getting a picture of the scheme and the team, but the guy that's the head of the snake is Coach Witt, man.
For sure.
What is it like being in his program? What is his culture? What is his imprint on the program?
I feel like he's done a great job over the course of his coaching career. Just I feel like it's already established in a way how he came. He definitely came in and set the tone, and it's kind of running down out the building and the coaching staff. They hold out a high standard. So he definitely has done a good job. I can tell, it's in the building. So for sure.
So as you look at the rest of the offseason, man, what does it look like for you heading into fall camp and then, of course, into fall camp where you guys are getting ready for a gauntlet of a schedule? Obviously, Big Ten is always tough. So what does that look like for you getting ready?
Just focusing in, getting more in the film room, just cleaning up the little things that I do on the field that I need to do, just watching film each and every day, getting prepared for a tough schedule.
So what is your film study like? Are you watching any opponents yet, or is it mostly watching yourself?
I've been watching some opponents already.
Okay, all right. I am already curious to see how much of your acclimation has taken hold. Have you watched any Ohio State yet?
I've watched everybody pretty much. I'm a film junkie, football junkie. I love football, so I have it running on my TV each and every day. So
okay, well, have you started hating Ohio State yet? Have you adopted that?
It's my visit. Honestly, did it in the transfer portal. It's just you feel it once you see the Michigan logo. It's like it's in you. So
something different about it.
Yeah,
I hear that. So, you have obviously made it a long way. You got more to do, more to go, be a pro and all of that, but getting to where you are now, you had to have a great circle, great support system. And so who are those people for you that helped you get to this point?
I would just say my mom, brother, just family, close family, cousin, mom, dad, just pushing me, keeping me right on track, keeping me out of trouble and things like that. And just pushing me to be great each and every day.
Yeah, man, I love to hear, people's background, their circle, who are the ones who rode with them or ride with them no matter what, win or lose. So, no, that's a big deal. But now as you look ahead and you prepare for what is going to be, I think a very intense sort of fall camp, I'm curious what your goals are. For the ones that you were willing to share.
Right.
Like if we say Chris Bracy is, has these goals up, what would they be?
The ones I'll give away, just stepping up, being a leader on the defense, being a vet of the defense, and I would just say being a Big Ten player at the end of the day. That's when I'll give away, being the best in the conference, honestly. Yeah,
man, I think, I think you're already a Big Ten player.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear the players talk about that,
sure.
so check.
Yeah.
That was happening. Yeah. But being the best, being All-American, have you allowed yourself to think about that?
For sure, yeah.
What about running out there in front of 100,000 people?
That's something I'm ready for. I can't wait. We've been talking about it each and every day, closer and closer to the season, so it's gonna be here.
So you met any of did you meet Charles Woodson when he came by, for instance?
I see him, he was on our sideline practice and, shook his hand, said what's up.
Yeah, man, yeah, it's definitely a strong lineage of guys who were able to come in and make an impact pretty quick.
For sure.
And I'm anxiously anticipating seeing what you can do out there on the field, man. It's been a real pleasure to have you on the platform. Good luck out there this season. Go do your thing.
For sure, I appreciate it.
Mobile, shout out to Mobile, man. What's your high school?
St. Paul's.
St. Paul's. We went down to St. Paul. St. Paul, is it St. Paul Episcopal?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we went down there. We saw a tank.
Yeah.
Went to Oregon, man. If he had known you were coming to Michigan, could you have gotten him up here?
I could have talked to him for sure. He didn't know anything because it was a fast process for sure. But it's crazy. I don't know why he went to Oregon, but we're gonna see him this year.
You gonna see him? Yep. So that's gonna be fun, man. Well, Chris, appreciate your time, man. Good luck this season. We'll be checking for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And that'll do it for this edition of Behind the Uniform.